Hey everyone, we are here today with Melissa Segura. If you do not know Melissa, you are missing out.
Mhm.
She is a key player in the Anchor Lincoln family, and she heads up our hospitality team. And so, wanted to chat with her a little bit about that today. And Melissa, how long have you been in that role?
I would say just about a year now.
Okay.
Yeah.
When we were talking before, you mentioned that you feel like hospitality is your gift.
Yeah.
I'm curious if you could say more about what you mean by that and how you came to arrive at that conclusion that that is your gift.
Yeah. I have heard a lot even while growing up before I think I had a real understanding on like giftings from in the realm of how Jesus calls us to live our lives, right? And then what our purpose is and so forth. And so even before I had a grasp on that myself as an adult, growing up, I was just naturally good at things that I didn't know was a thing. I'm like, what do you mean it's not everyone's forte to organize, 25 plus people and present it well and it be effective and organized and on time and all the fun stuff and execute whatever the purpose is, right? As I got older and I would say a little wiser, some of my mentors, they just started speaking that over me because I was operating in that way, like it was an everyday thing and everyone could do that. And then realized it wasn't. And my attention to detail, I love. And so I feel like I honestly do feel like it's just a gift that's been imparted in me by God. And I think it's so cool that I get to look at a space and see it and kind of know where the people are, and the purpose of the space and how cool to have a hand in it. Like to me, it's just really awesome. So
I love that. I think that sense of what comes so naturally to you, and you just assume that everybody else is kind of wired that way, and
yeah.
really they're not.
Yeah.
And so that is just such a sign, I think, of where your calling and your gifting
Yeah.
sits, and that certainly it's evident from the outside too, to just watch you at work and seeing the way you not only get the job done, but it's also done with such a sense of purpose of what it is we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Because it's more than just setup or something. It's really
Yeah.
creating a space that's hospitable and welcoming for people.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
what what do you feel like kind of drives your sense of how you come at it? What is your aim as you're thinking about doing hospitality at Lincoln?
Yeah, so I've set up a ton of spaces and like work wise and then also in church spaces and nonprofit world. But for me, I kind of go into it thinking what would be helpful for me. So I have a 7-year-old son, and when he was a baby and 1 and 2, they are not easily just quiet for 60 to 90 minutes. And sometimes they don't want to be down in the little kids area or whatever it may be. And so just little things like as a hospitality host or anything, I mean, it just can be anyone, but the way my eyes are I know the mom and kids are kind of sitting towards the back, right? So I'm like, is the kids area the little cart, even though it's just like it's so sweet and small, but it makes such a big difference. Like, do they have stuff available ready for them to make those couple minutes like a little bit better, right? Or at least an attempt to be better.
Yeah.
Are there tissues back there? Like, just really what can be missed small things. I think it's just cool that we even have the space to do that. Like, sometimes we can get like bogged down by everyone's in the same space or like we need a different building or whatever. But I think it's just cool, like using what you have. And I mean, God tells us to do that all the time. Like, use what's in your hand, start there, and then let's talk about it, you know? So, I think it's just cool to be able to see the bigger picture, um, and what little corners can anyone make in any space, like, not even talking just at church, that, will help someone. So,
Yeah, I think that putting yourself in that place of going, what would make this more welcoming for me?
yeah,
If I were coming in visiting, I love that's a great example of
yeah,
making it hospitable for young parents.
yeah.
Um, when we talk specifically about the hospitality team at Lincoln, what are the different roles that we're looking to try and fill on a Sunday morning?
Yeah, so you start at outside walking inside. So there's greeters, and we would love to have inside greeters again one day just to kind of be an usher. And there's coffee you can set up or tear down. I have lovely volunteers, and there's some people that aren't even on the team that just know because they serve in other places, but when they're not serving and they actually get to sit in the gathering, they'll still pick up the pens and the connect cards and just place them in a pile like on their way out. So I think that just shows like the body of our family like as a church, and how cool it is that yes, I would love for you to be signed up in planning center, but but to be so aware, right? Like if my team is a little thinner that Sunday, that people can see that, right? So I think it's really cool that that happens. And because in a perfect world, we would have someone, for every single corner in terms of setup and tear down and what it takes to actually make the gathering happen on the hospitality side. So, but if also you only want to, make coffee one time a month or greet one time a month, like that's beautiful and awesome. So I feel like there's no wrong answer, and there's a space for everyone. And I think it can get hard when you don't serve, or you're like, and it's just the shyness or the scared keeping you from it, or not knowing what you're good at. Because listening to me talk, I'm like, oh, I know what I love doing, and that takes a while sometimes. I mean, I feel like I'm 15 years into hospitality, so it didn't happen overnight, that's for sure. So I say yes to the one time a month and go from there, which is cool.
Yeah, I think that's so true that you sometimes need to test it out to even find
Mm-hmm.
out if it is something that
Yeah.
works for you. And I love that these are broken down into small enough, specific enough tasks that you can just do one thing and try that out and then
Yeah.
try something else. I mean, you mentioned also besides greeting and coffee, the connect cards,
Yeah.
placing those or collecting those. Is there any other component to hospitality of places to serve?
Yeah, there's communion, and there's tear down, and there's even like the seasonal shifts of the holidays, right? Like it takes a team to, put the Christmas trees up and tear them down every gathering since we're in a shared space. So, I think it's just a really cool reminder that all the small things matter. So, like some Sundays, the kids' cart will be put away before I even get to turn around because, someone is talking to me after the gathering, which is what it's all for. So it's just cool that the little spots are noticed by everyone, even though they may not be like on the team or
Yeah.
so if I turn around and the kid's card is already rolled away, I'm like, thank you to whoever did it, but yeah, there's lots of spaces, and some people aren't comfortable talking to everyone, so the greeter kind of gets overwhelmed by some people, and then the coffee seems intimidating, but we have like an instruction sheet so everyone can be trained, and the coffee will be great no matter what, but there's a learning curve to it for sure. But I think if anyone's just willing to try is the best part. So,
Yeah, I think that's really, really good. And having something, such a variety of places for people to serve
yeah,
gives some options. And that even if somebody's not ready to sign up for them to begin to just be observant at the end of a service of what's need
yeah,
or gathering of what's needing to be done.
Yeah.
And beginning to just tiptoe in a little bit, even and see ways that could be helpful and meaningful. So if
Yeah.
somebody's interested, what do they do to get in touch with you?
Well, if they don't have my phone number, you can find me Sundays. I am typically there. But then also we can just talk and I can break it down even more of what it actually takes, for each position. All of it teachable. And I say just try something once. And if you're not comfortable in that space or it's just too much, like before and after time, because some of the roles are, arrive 15, 20, 30 minutes beforehand. There's also roles that you can just kind of show up 5 minutes before the gathering and it would be helpful. So, or if after is better, there's a role that can be created for you, that's for sure. So we'll take all the help.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for all you're doing. It makes such a huge difference and has made Lincoln such a nice, welcoming space for regulars and visitors
Yeah.
alike. And thank you for that. Thanks for talking today. And if you have heard something that sounds like maybe it's something you'd be willing to try, please do reach out. We'll have a link below also in the newsletter here for you. Um, Yes, just thanks so much, Melissa, and
Yeah.
we will see you on Sunday.
Sounds good.